You don't know what a kit is, but you want to know what a kit is. Gunplapedia.
Gundam G-Self Perfect Pack. The G-Self Perfect Pack is from Gundam Reconquista in G. So the megafauna has finally made it to the Venus globe, and there they have gotten the answers they are looking for. They understand a little more the state of the world and the state of the conflict that's slowly engulfing it. And with this knowledge, they're going to go back and try to enlighten everyone else. But they got some parting gifts along the way. The powers that be at the Venus globe are, if anything, generous. And they help them out on the technology side. They give them some supplies, some new mobile suits. They revamp and repair the G-Self. And they also help our hapless engineer, Happa, make a brand new backpack for the G-Self. Before this, they'll constantly be getting new packs that the Amerian army would be providing to test on the G-Self with its universal standard to literally see what they do. Technological process in the Reguild era is a lot of trial and error, as they take designs, blueprints, and concepts they get from the Rose of Hermes archive, which is supposed to be a bunch of stored data from way back in the UC, but farther in the UC than we know of all the real scary shit they would make. The problem is this data doesn't explain what it does, just how to make it. And even then, sometimes they can't understand it, and they make it wrong. Like poor G Arcane. But the Perfect Pack is taking everything that they know from all the testing on these various backpacks and trying to make one pack that incorporates it all. We're talking the high-powered cannons of Assault Mode. We're talking the high-power servos of Torque Pack for the Torque Punch. We're talking the G-Self Tricky Pack and its Tractor Beam and Traffic Fins, that in this game work for some reason like homing missiles. Also, the description says it attacks multiple enemies, and it totally doesn't. Unless there's some kind of AoE on this. Let's find out. There is not. Game's a liar. It also contains the Reflector Pack ability to deploy these really cool reflector fields that not only block incoming beam fire, but absorbs it to give the G-Self energy. The shield does the exact same thing. It also is able to use all these new emitters around its body to focus and shoot out its photon energy in a field around it, letting it damage and stun anyone close enough. You can also use that same energy to make a photon barrier. Protect yourself. It's cool. All in all, it represents and mimics the Perfect Pack abilities really well in Breaker 4, though with one stark exception. One of the interesting visual gimmicks that are supposed to be represented by the Perfect Pack is that while the other backpacks will change to G-Self's coloring when in use, the Perfect Pack is supposed to be using its power to change the G-Self's coloring as you use it. The Assault Mode cannons are supposed to turn it red. The High Torque Punch is supposed to turn it green. The Reflector is supposed to turn it purpley pinkish. But it don't. I understand maybe they don't want your cosmetics to be forcibly overridden. Some people might not like that, so they don't put an option in the game. But my autistic ass is bothered by it. One thing they have also admitted, the thing that Perfect Pack is probably most famous for by far, is the photon torpedoes. It's a scene from Film 4 or episode 18 or 19 of the original series where it uses literal antimatter condensed and shot out from the backpack to delete anything it comes in contact with, whether that is mobile suits or weapons or people. It scares Bellry straight from ever harboring any feelings about, glorifying this conflict he's in. and really messes the little fella up. It is probably my favorite version of the G-Self, and I don't like the backpack. Now, what I'm trying to say is, while the backpack is cool and does a lot of cool stuff, the improvements the base G-Self gets from being perfect, including the new shield and including those new arms with those little photon-powered blobbles on them, as well as those sick-ass red lightning bolts, makes for a much, much more striking base kit. I really, really like the Perfect for that reason. The only thing I really got to complain about is that it doesn't change color. That still makes it a really good kit with some really unique cosmetics and abilities that anyone would love to have on.